What if I told you that the secret to traveling more isn't about making more money? It's about knowing one simple trick that the airlines don't want you to know about. Stick around to the end of this video because I'm going to reveal a completely legal hack that lets you book flights, then cancel them if the price drops, and rebook at a lower rate. And yes, it's 100% legitimate. But before we get there, I'm going to share 17 other game-changing tips that will slash your travel costs by hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars. We're talking 40 to 60% savings on some of these strategies. Whether you're planning your first international trip or you're a seasoned traveler looking to stretch your budget further, these tips will change the way you see travel. And here's the thing, most people have no idea about most of these hacks. So grab a notebook, check out our affiliate links below, hit that subscribe button, and let's dive into the 18 most powerful budget travel secrets that will help you see the world without emptying your bank account. Let's go! Tip number 18 is a little technical, but it's going to save you money on every international transaction. Pay attention because this is important. When you use an ATM abroad, you'll often get a screen asking if you want to be charged in your home currency or the local currency. This is called Dynamic Currency Conversion, or DCC. The screen makes it seem helpful, right? See the charge in your currency so you know exactly what you're paying. But here's the truth, it's a trap. When you accept DCC and convert to your home currency at the ATM or the bank that owns it sets the exchange rate. And guess what? They set it terribly in their favor. You might be losing 5 to 10% compared to the real exchange rate. On a $500 withdrawal, that's $25 to $50 just vanished into extra fees. Always decline the conversion. Always choose to be charged in the local currency. When you do that, your home bank does the conversion using the standard Visa or MasterCard exchange rate, which is much, much better. It might feel weird because you won't know the exact amount in your home currency right at that moment, but trust me, you'll save money. You'll see DCC at restaurants, shops, and hotels too, anywhere that takes credit cards. They'll ask, charge in dollars or local currency. Same rule, always choose local currency. The only time you might accept DCC is if your home bank charges terrible foreign transaction fees and you want to know exactly what you're paying. But honestly, just get a better bank card with no foreign transaction fees. Use a debit card that reimburses ATM fees and has no foreign transaction fees. Banks like Charles Schwab, Ally, and some credit unions offer this. Then always withdraw in local currency. Banks and ATMs are counting on you being scared of the unknown. They make declining the conversion seem risky. But it's exactly the opposite. Accepting the conversion is what costs you money. Tip number 18. Always decline dynamic currency conversion. Always choose to be charged in local currency. This one tip will save you hundreds over multiple trips. Tip number 17 is all about stacking savings. Most people know about travel credit cards. Some people know about cashback websites, but very few people know how to use both at the same time to maximize every dollar. This is what I call double stacking, and it's completely legal and totally free. Here's the strategy. First, get a travel rewards credit card, one with no foreign transaction fees and a good sign-up bonus. Cards like Chase Sapphire, Capital One Venture, or even the Bank of America Travel Rewards card. Now, when you book travel, don't go directly to the airline or hotel website. Instead, go through a cashback website like Rakuten, Top Cashback, or Be Frugal. Here's what happens. You click through the cashback website to the airline or hotel booking site. You make your purchase using your travel credit card. Now you're earning both the credit card points and the cashback from the website. That's 2 rewards for 1 purchase. You might get 2 to 5% back from the credit card, plus another 2 to 10% cashback from the website. That can add up to hundreds of dollars on a big trip. Tip number 17. Stack your rewards. Use cashback websites with travel credit cards. It takes an extra 30 seconds and it's literally free money. Tip number 16 is about being lazy. In a good way. Let the deals come to you. There are websites and apps that do nothing but hunt for cheap flights all day, every day, and they'll send you alerts the moment they find something incredible. Sign up for services like Scott's Cheap Flights, which is now called Going, Secret Flying, The Flight Deal, or Jack's Flight Club. Most of them have free tiers that are perfectly fine for casual travelers. These services have algorithms and actual humans scouring the internet for mistake fares, flash sales, and price drops. When they find something good, they email you. We're talking flights that are sometimes 50 to 70% off normal prices. I'm talking New York to Paris for a 350 round trip, Los Angeles to Tokyo for 400. These deals exist, but they're fleeting. They might only last a few hours. Set up a separate email folder for these alerts so they don't clutter your inbox. When you see a deal, you usually need to act within 24 hours. But you're not committing to anything, just keeping your options open. Tip number 16. Subscribe to flight deal websites. Set it up once, get amazing deals for years. It's the laziest way to save money, and I'm here for it. All right. Tip number 15 is one of my absolute favorites because it can save you hundreds of dollars with very little effort. Most major cities have multiple airports, and here's the secret. One of them is almost always significantly cheaper than the others. Let's say you want to visit Venice, Italy. Everyone flies into Venice Marco Polo Airport, right? Well, what if instead you flew into Milan Bergamo Airport? It's about 2.5 hours away by train, and the train costs maybe $20. But I've seen flights that are $400 cheaper. That's a $380 net savings for a 2-hour train ride through the Italian countryside. Sign me up. Flying to San Francisco? Check Oakland or San Jose. Sometimes hundreds cheaper. Going to DC? Baltimore Airport is often way less expensive. Headed to Milan? Try Bergamo instead of Malpensa. Want to visit Paris? Beauvais is dirt cheap compared to Charles de Gaulle. Tokyo? Narita is usually cheaper than Haneda. And here's a bonus. Smaller airports often have shorter security lines, faster baggage claim, and less chaos. You essentially get a better experience while paying less. Now, obviously check the transportation costs from the alternate airport to your final destination. Sometimes it doesn't make sense, but most of the time, it's a no-brainer. Just Google airports near your destination and check prices for all of them on Google Flights or Skyscanner. It takes an extra 5 minutes, but it can save you enough for several nice dinners. Tip number 15. Always check alternative airports. It's one of the easiest ways to save big money with minimal extra effort. Tip number 14 might surprise you because we've all been trained to think that package deals are cheaper. But here's the truth, they're usually not. Package deals are convenient, I'll give you that, but convenient rarely means cheapest. Sites like Expedia, Priceline, and others make package deals look attractive, but when you actually break down the math, you often end up paying more, or at best, about the same, as if you've booked everything separately. Here's what you do instead. Book your flight on one platform, your hotel on another, and compare both to see if you're getting the best deal on each component. Check Google Flights for your flight. Then check the hotel's actual website, booking.com, hotels.com, and then Airbnb. Then, and this is important, add up what you'd pay booking separately and compare it to the package price. Booking separately also gives you more flexibility. If your flight gets canceled or you need to change your hotel, you're not dealing with a complicated package that's all bundled together. You can modify one piece without affecting the others. Tip number 14. Book separately, not in packages. Do the math, make the calls, and watch your savings stack up. Tip number 13 is going to change your life. I'm talking about traveling with just one carry-on bag. No checked luggage. I know what you're thinking. There's no way I can fit everything I need in a carry-on. But trust me, you absolutely can. And once you start doing this, you will never go back. First, let's talk about money. Most budget airlines, and even some regular airlines now, charge for checked bags. That's anywhere from $30 to $100 per bag per flight. If you're taking a round trip, that's potentially $60 to $200 saved right there. Over multiple trips per year, that easily adds up to $500 or more. But the money is just the beginning. When you travel with only a carry-on, you breeze through airports. You don't wait at baggage claim, you just walk straight out. You don't worry about your luggage getting lost or delayed. You don't lug heavy bags through train stations. You feel lighter, more mobile, more free. You can hop on buses, trains, and metros without struggling with massive suitcases. Here's how to pack light. Choose a 40 to 50 liter backpack or carry-on suitcase. Pack clothes that layer and mix and match. Bring travel-sized toiletries. Wear your bulkiest shoes on the plane. And here's the secret weapon. Pack for 5 to 7 days max, then plan to do laundry. Most accommodations have laundry facilities. It's really not a big deal. The truth is, you don't need as much as you think you do. You'll wear the same 5 shirts in rotation anyway. You'll end up buying souvenirs and wearing those. And if you desperately need something, you can buy it at your destination. I've traveled with just a 45-liter backpack. 2 weeks in Europe, 1 bag. 3 weeks in Southeast Asia, 1 bag. It's liberating. Tip number 13. Travel with 1 bag. Save money, save time, save your sanity. You can thank me later. Tip number 12 is simple but powerful. Don't stay right in the middle of everything. I know. Everyone wants that hotel with the view of the Eiffel Tower or the apartment overlooking the canals. But here's reality. Those places cost 2 to 3 times as much as staying just 10 or 15 minutes outside the tourist center. Let's say a hotel in the absolute heart of Rome costs $300 a night. Move 15 minutes away on the metro, and suddenly that same quality hotel is $120 a night. On a week-long trip, that's $1,260 saved. That's more than some people's entire vacation budget. But here's what makes it even better. When you stay in residential neighborhoods instead of tourist zones, you get a more authentic experience. You see where locals actually live. You'll find better, cheaper restaurants. You'll discover bakeries and cafes that aren't in guidebooks. You avoid the crowds. And you get way more space for your money. Here's the strategy. When you're searching for accommodations, zoom out on the map. Look for areas that are 2 to 4 metro stops away from the main attractions. Check Google Maps to see the travel time. In most cities, 10 to 15 minutes by metro is nothing. Make sure the neighborhood has good public transit connections. Read reviews to ensure it's safe. Then book it. Now, if mobility is an issue, or you're only in a city for one night, staying central might make sense. But for most trips, staying slightly outside the center is a massive money saver with zero downside. Tip number 12. Stay 10 to 15 minutes outside the tourist center. Slash your accommodation costs and get a better, more authentic experience. Tip number 11 is going to save you a ridiculous amount of money on transportation. I'm talking about public transit day passes. Most major cities offer day passes or multi-day passes for their public transportation systems. And here's why they're incredible. They usually pay for themselves after just 3 or 4 rides. Let me give you a real example. In Prague, a single metro ride costs about 40 Czech crowns, which is roughly $1.75. A 24-hour pass costs 120 crowns, about $5.25. That means if you take more than 3 rides in a day, the day pass has paid for itself. And let's be honest, on a sightseeing day, you're probably taking 6, 8, maybe 10 rides. That's nearly $9 saved in just one day. Over a week-long trip, that's more than $60 in savings. Now let's compare this to taking Ubers or taxis everywhere. A single 10-minute Uber ride in most European cities costs about $8 to $15. Take 3 of those in a day, and you've spent $24 to $45 on transportation. With a day pass, you spent $5. You just saved $20 to $40 in one day. That's a nice dinner for 2, or admission to a museum, or a train ticket to another city. But beyond the money, day passes give you psychological freedom. You don't think twice about hopping on the train or bus. You're not doing mental math every time you need to go somewhere. You just go. Want to explore a neighborhood on the other side of the city? No problem. Your pass is already paid for. See something interesting from the bus? Get off and check it out. You're not paying per ride, so you can be spontaneous. And here's a bonus tip. Many cities offer group passes or partner passes at an even better rate. If you're traveling with family or friends, ask about multi-person passes. You can usually buy these passes at metro stations, convenience stores, or even from apps. I recommend getting one the minute you arrive in the city. Don't wait. Just grab one and start using it immediately. Tip number 11. Get a public transit day pass as soon as you land. It'll pay for itself before lunch and save you hundreds over your trip. Tip number 10 is a total game changer for foodies who want to eat well without destroying their budget. Here it is. Eat your main meal at lunch, not dinner. Restaurants charge different prices for the exact same food depending on when you eat it. A lunch menu might be $15 to $20, while the dinner menu at the same restaurant is $30 to $50. Same chef, same kitchen, same ingredients. But dinner costs twice as much because? Reasons? No, it's just psychology and demand. There's a restaurant in Barcelona I love, and their lunch menu is €14.90. That's about $16. You get an appetizer, main course, dessert, bread, and a drink. The exact same dishes at dinner? €32 to €40. You're paying double for the same experience. So here's what you do. Make lunch your big meal of the day. Splurge a little if you want. Try that upscale restaurant you've been eyeing. Get the multi-course meal. Enjoy it. Then for dinner, keep it simple. Grab some street food. Hit up a local market. Or cook something in your accommodation if you have a kitchen. You've already had your fancy meal. You don't need another one. And here's another trick. Many restaurants offer early bird specials if you show up right when they open for dinner. Usually 5 or 6 p.m. The prices are lower and you beat the crowds. It's a win-win. In many countries, especially in Europe and Latin America, lunch is the main meal of the day. So by eating a big lunch, you're actually eating the way locals do. You're getting a more authentic cultural experience while saving money. Plus, let's be honest, who wants to go to bed on a super full stomach anyway? Light dinner means better sleep, means more energy for exploring the next day. If you do this every day of a 10-day trip, and you save $20 per day by eating your main meal at lunch, that's $200 saved. That could be a really nice excursion or a couple extra days added to your trip. Tip number 10. Eat lunch, not dinner, at nice restaurants. Same quality, half the price. Your wallet and your waistline will thank you. Tip number 9 is so simple yet so powerful. Ready? When you're hungry, walk 3 to 4 blocks away from the tourist attractions before you choose a restaurant. That's it. That's the tip. But let me explain why this is magic. Restaurants right next to major tourist sites charge what I call the tourist tax. They know you're tired, hungry, and right there. So they jack up the prices and often serve mediocre food because they don't need repeat customers. You're a tourist. You're leaving tomorrow anyway. I've seen $8 bottles of water, $25 sandwiches, $40 pasta dishes that taste like they came from a jar. It's robbery. But here's the thing. If you walk just 3 to 4 blocks in any direction away from the Colosseum, the Eiffel Tower, Times Square, wherever, the prices drop dramatically. Suddenly, that $25 sandwich is $9. That $40 pasta is $14. And the quality? Often better because these places actually depend on locals coming back. In Rome, near the Trevi fountain, I saw restaurants charging €28 for a margherita pizza. €28 for a pizza in Italy. I walked 4 blocks down a side street and found a tiny pizzeria packed with Italian families. €9 for the best pizza I had all week. Here are the signs you're in the right place. Look for places full of locals, especially families. Check if the menu is in the local language without pictures. That's a great sign. Look for smaller, less flashy places. And don't be afraid to ask locals where they eat. Tourist restaurants don't care about quality. Local restaurants have to care because their business depends on people coming back. That's why the food is almost always better the further you get from the main attractions. Plus, when you eat where locals eat, you get to see real life. You hear the actual language. You see how people interact. You're not in the tourist bubble anymore. You're experiencing the real culture. And honestly, that's what travel should be about anyway. Over a 10-day trip, eating 3 meals a day. If you save an average of 10 per meal by walking away from tourist zones, that's $300 saved. That's huge. Tip number 9. Walk 3 to 4 blocks away from the tourist areas before eating. Better food, better prices, better experience. It's the easiest win in budget travel. Okay, tip number 8 might surprise you, especially if you think hostels are just dirty dorm rooms full of drunk backpackers. Let me change your mind. Modern hostels are not what you remember, or what you've heard about. The hostel game has completely changed in the last decade. When most people hear hostel, they picture bunk beds, shared bathrooms, no privacy, and chaos. And yeah, those places still exist if you want them. But now there's a whole new category of design hostels and boutique hostels that are honestly nicer than a lot of hotels. We're talking private rooms with en-suite bathrooms, comfortable beds with quality linens, co-working spaces with high-speed Wi-Fi, on-site cafes and restaurants, organized tours and activities, rooftop bars, and even pools in some places. And here's the kicker. A private room in a modern hostel costs about 40 to 60% less than a comparable hotel room. We're talking $35 to $70 a night for a private room instead of $100 to $150 for a basic hotel. But you get something hotels can't offer. A social atmosphere if you want it. You can meet other travelers in the common areas, join group activities, or get local tips from the staff. Or you can just go to your private room and shut the door. Totally up to you. It's the best of both worlds. Privacy when you want it, community when you want that. Look for hostels with words like design, boutique, modern, or high ratings on Hostelworld or Booking.com. Read reviews specifically from people who booked private rooms. Look at photos to see if it matches your standards. This is perfect for solo travelers, couples on a budget, or even families if the hostel has family rooms. I've met people in their 50s and 60s staying in these types of hostels because they're just good value. Don't let outdated stereotypes keep you from amazing deals. Modern hostels with private rooms are one of the best kept secrets in budget travel. If you save $80 per night by choosing a modern hostel over a hotel, and you're traveling for 2 weeks, that's $1,120 saved. That could fund an entire second trip. Tip number 8. Try modern hostels with private rooms. They're affordable, social, and way nicer than you think. Tip number 7 is going to blow your mind if you've never heard of it. It's called house sitting. And it's exactly what it sounds like, but way better than you think. Imagine staying in beautiful homes around the world, in great neighborhoods, with fully equipped kitchens and comfortable beds. For free. $0. Nothing. Here's the concept. Homeowners who are going on vacation or traveling for work need someone trustworthy to watch their house and take care of their pets while they're gone. You do that in exchange for free accommodation. It's a mutually beneficial arrangement. They get peace of mind that their house and pets are taken care of. You get free accommodation in amazing places. There are websites that connect house sitters with homeowners. The main ones are Trusted House Sitters, House Sit Match, and Mind My House. You create a profile, add references, maybe pay a small annual membership fee, usually $100 to about $150, and then you can apply for house sits all over the world. Responsibilities vary, but usually you're feeding and walking pets, watering plants, bringing in mail, and just keeping the house lived in and secure. Some sits want you there 24/7 with pets. Others just need you to check in every day. But here's what makes this so special. You're not staying in a hotel or hostel. You're living in someone's home. You have a kitchen to cook in, a living room to relax in, maybe a backyard. You're living like a local in a residential neighborhood. House sitting works best for longer stays, usually a week or more. It's not for quick weekend trips, but if you're doing slow travel or taking an extended trip, this is absolutely the way to go. Sign up for one of the platforms. Create a good profile with references, and start applying. Your first sit might be harder to get because you don't have reviews yet, so maybe start with shorter sits or less popular destinations to build your reputation. If you eliminate accommodation costs entirely, which can be $50 to $150 per night depending on where you are, you free up a huge portion of your travel budget for expenses, food, and transportation. Tip number 7. Try house sitting for free accommodations. It saves massive amounts of money and gives you an authentic, local experience you can't get in a hotel. All right. Tip number 6 is going to require a mindset shift for some of you, but trust me on this one. Stop deciding where you want to go and then trying to make your budget work. Instead, flip it. Let the price decide where you go. Usually people do this. I want to go to Tokyo. Then they search flights, see that it's $1,200, and either pay it or give up on the trip entirely. That's backwards. Here's the better way. Pick your dates, or at least a range of dates, and then see what destinations are cheapest during that time. Use Skyscanner's Everywhere feature. You literally type in your home airport, your dates, and then for the destination, you select Everywhere. The site shows you a map of the world with prices to every destination. Suddenly, you're seeing flights to Lisbon for $350, Prague for $400, Colombia for $450. Places you might not have even considered are now on your radar, and they're cheap. Instead of forcing yourself to pay $1,200 for Tokyo, you're discovering that you can fly to 3 different countries for the same price. And here's what's cool. This approach makes you more adventurous. You end up discovering places you never would have considered. Some of my best trips have been to places I only went to because the price was amazing. Now, if you have specific bucket list destinations, that's fine. Save up for those. But for your other trips, be flexible. Let price guide you. You'll travel more often and discover incredible places. Think of it this way. The goal isn't to check specific places off a list. The goal is to have amazing experiences, meet interesting people, and see beautiful things. You can do that in 100 different countries. Don't limit yourself by being rigid about destinations. The world is huge and full of incredible places you've never heard of. Let the prices show you where to go next. By being flexible with destinations, you can cut your flight costs by 50% or more. That's the difference between taking one international trip per year and taking 3 or 4. Tip number 6. Let price guide your destination, not the other way around. Use tools like Skyscanner's Everywhere feature and discover amazing places while spending way less. Tip number 5 is one of the most powerful strategies in this entire video. Ready? Travel during the off-season or shoulder season. This single tip can save you 40 to 60% on your entire trip. I'm not exaggerating. This is a game changer. Off-season is when fewer tourists visit a destination, usually because of weather, school schedules, or holidays. Shoulder season is the period right before or after peak season. Still good weather, but fewer crowds. During peak season, hotels, flights, tours, and even restaurants jack up their prices because demand is high. During off-season, prices drop because businesses need to fill rooms and seats. A hotel room that costs $250 a night in July might be $100 in November. Same room, same hotel, just different timing. Europe in April or October instead of June through August. Perfect weather, way cheaper, fewer crowds. Caribbean in May or early December instead of January through March. Same beaches, same sunshine, half the price. Japan, right after Golden Week in early May, prices drop instantly once the holiday rush ends. Iceland in shoulder season, May or September instead of summer. Northern Lights potential, lower prices, less tourism. But here's what makes this even better. Off-season travel isn't just cheaper, it's often a better experience. No waiting in lines at attractions. Easier to get restaurant reservations. Locals are happier and more helpful because they're not exhausted from tourist season. You can actually see the Mona Lisa without a crowd of 500 people. You can take a photo at the Trevi Fountain without 20 strangers in your shot. Now, some people worry about weather. What if it rains? Well, first of all, it can rain during peak season too. I've had rain in July in Paris. Weather is unpredictable. But more importantly, shoulder season often has great weather. April in Europe? Beautiful. September in Greece? Warm and sunny. October in Vietnam? Dry season. Perfect temperature. There are some destinations where off-season is genuinely rough. Monsoon season in Southeast Asia. Winter in Scandinavia if you want long days. But for 80% of destinations, off-season or shoulder season is totally fine. And way better value. Let's do some math. Say a peak season trip costs $3,000 for flights, hotels, and activities. If you save 50% by going off-season, that's $1,500 saved. That's another entire trip. Or, that's 50% of your annual travel budget recovered. Just Google destination peak season or destination best time to visit, and you'll find charts showing when prices are highest and lowest. Then book accordingly. Tip number 5. Travel during off-season or shoulder season. Save 40 to 60%, avoid crowds, and often have a better experience overall. This is budget travel gold. All right, tip number 4 is old school, but it works so well. Ready? Pick up the phone and call hotels directly. I know. We're used to booking everything online, but sometimes talking to a human gets you deals that algorithms won't. When you book through third-party sites like Booking.com or Expedia, the hotel pays a commission, usually 15 to 25%. That's a big chunk of their revenue gone. But when you book directly, they keep 100%. So they're often willing to match or beat the third-party price and throw in extras just to get your direct booking. Here's the script. Hi, I'm looking at your hotel for dates. I see its price on Booking.com. Can you match that rate? And do you have any perks for direct bookings? That's it. Simple, polite, direct. Price match or price beat. Free breakfast. Free parking. Room upgrade. Late checkout. Welcome drink or amenity. Better cancellation policy. Hotels want direct bookings. They'll often say yes just to avoid paying commission to the booking site. Call during off-peak hours, mid-morning or mid-afternoon on weekdays. Avoid weekends or super busy times when staff are rushed. You want someone who has time to actually help you. Sometimes they can't match the price. Maybe it's a special promotion, or the hotel is fully booked. That's fine. Just say, "Thanks anyway," and book through the site. You are no worse off for asking. But more often than not, they'll work with you. Booking directly also builds a relationship with the hotel. They know you chose them directly. When you arrive, they're more likely to take care of you. Better room, helpful recommendations, small perks. I've gotten room upgrades, late checkouts, and insider restaurant recommendations just because I booked directly and was friendly when I called. Even if you only save 10 to 20 per night, over a week-long trip, that's 70 to 140. And if you get free breakfast or other perks, the value adds up quickly. Tip number 4. Call hotels directly. Ask for a price match and perks. It takes 2 minutes. It's completely free to try, and it works more often than you'd think. Tip number 3 is perfect for people who want to see a lot of attractions without spending a fortune. I'm talking about city passes. Most major tourist cities offer some kind of city pass or attraction pass. These are cards or digital passes that give you entry to multiple attractions for one flat price. You buy the pass, usually for 1, 2, 3, or 7 days. Then you get free or discounted entry to dozens of museums, tours, and attractions included in the pass. Often, the pass also includes public transportation. Here's why they're valuable. If you are visiting a lot of attractions, the pass pays for itself after just 2 to 3 entries. Example: the Paris Museum Pass costs about 60 euros for 2 days, but the Louvre is 17 euros. Versailles is 19 euros. The Musée d'Orsay is 14 euros. The Arc de Triomphe is 13 euros. That's already 63 euros in just 4 attractions. And the Paris Pass includes more than 60 attractions. If you're even moderately ambitious with sightseeing, you'll save serious money. But it's not just about money. Many city passes let you skip the line at popular attractions. That's huge. You're saving time, which is just as valuable as saving money on vacation. Standing in line for 2 hours at the Colosseum? Not with the Roma Pass. You walk right in. City passes are worth it if you're planning to see a lot of attractions and if the attractions you want are included. Do the math before you buy. Make a list of what you actually want to see. Check if they're included. Add up what those would cost individually. Compare to the pass price. If the pass saves money and include things you want, buy it. If you're a slow traveler who only wants to see 2 or 3 things, or if you prefer just wandering neighborhoods and soaking up atmosphere, a city pass might not make sense. Don't force yourself to rush through museums just to get your money's worth from the pass. Travel at your own pace. But if you're a go sightseer, these passes are gold. You can usually buy city passes online before your trip, at the airport when you land, or at tourist information centers. I prefer buying online so I can start using it immediately. Tip number 3. Research city passes for your destination. If you're visiting lots of attractions, they often pay for themselves quickly and save you time with skip-the-line access. Tip number 2 is all about getting world-class cultural experiences for free. I'm talking about free museum days and local discounts. This is budget travel at its finest, seeing incredible things without spending a dime. Many museums around the world offer free admission on specific days or times. And I'm not talking about small, boring museums. I'm talking about world-famous institutions. Paris. Most national museums are free on the first Sunday of every month. That includes the Louvre, Musée d'Orsay, Musée Rodin, and dozens of others. London. The British Museum, National Gallery, Tate Modern, Natural History Museum, Victoria and Albert Museum, all free every single day. Washington, D.C. All Smithsonian museums are always free. That's 19 world-class museums at 0 costs. New York. MoMA is free every Friday evening from 4 to 8 p.m. Amsterdam. Many museums are free on King's Day. When you're planning your trip, research free museum days for your destination. Then build your itinerary around those days. If you can visit the Louvre for free on the first Sunday, why would you go on the Thursday and pay 17 euros? Beyond museums, there are tons of free things to do in every city. Parks and gardens, beaches, hiking trails, street art and murals, public viewpoints and observation points, local markets, street festivals and events, free walking tours, architecture walks, public concerts. Some of my favorite travel memories are free. Watching the sunset from a hilltop, wandering through a neighborhood market, or stumbling onto a street festival. Also, check for local discount cards. Many cities offer resident discount programs, but tourists can sometimes get similar deals. Ask at tourist information centers about any available discounts. If you're a student, bring your student ID. If you're over 60 or 65, bring proof of age. Many attractions offer a 20 to 50% discount for these groups. Literally just Google city name, free attractions, or city name, free museum days before your trip. You'll find blogs, tourism websites, and local guides with all this info. Over a 10-day trip, if you take advantage of free attractions, free museum days, and local discounts, you can easily save 100 to 300 euros. That's huge. Tip number 2. Research free museum days and free attractions for your destination. Plan your itinerary around them. You'll experience amazing culture and save tons of money. All right, we've arrived at tip number 1. The most powerful, most underrated budget travel hack that almost nobody knows about. This is the one I mentioned at the beginning. This is a trick that airlines don't advertise, but are legally required to offer in many countries. Ready? It's called the 24-hour cancellation rule. In the United States, the Department of Transportation requires airlines to allow free cancellations within 24 hours of booking, as long as you booked at least 7 days before departure. That means you can book a flight, hold it, and if the price drops within 24 hours, you can cancel for free and rebook at the lower price. Here's the strategy. You see a good fare. You book it immediately to lock it in. Then you set up price alerts on Google Flights, Skyscanner, or Hopper for that same flight. You monitor the price for the next 24 hours. If the fare drops, you cancel your original booking within the 24-hour window and rebook at the new lower price. If it doesn't drop, you keep your original booking. You literally can't lose. Here's the advanced version. If you see a decent fare, but you think it might drop, book it anyway to lock it in. Then keep searching aggressively for the next 24 hours. You're essentially giving yourself a 24-hour window to keep shopping without risk. This hack is even more powerful when combined with price tracking tools. Set up alerts on multiple platforms. Check prices several times during that 24-hour window. The more you monitor, the better your chances of catching a drop. Airlines change prices constantly based on demand algorithms. A fare can drop $50 to $200 within hours. By using the 24-hour rule, you're protected against buyer's remorse, and you're taking advantage of price volatility. Make sure you're within the 24-hour window. Most airlines calculate it as 24 hours from the exact time you booked, not the end of the day. Set a reminder on your phone so you don't forget. Also, this rule applies to flights departing from or arriving in the US. If you're booking entirely international flights on a foreign carrier, check their specific cancellation policy. Some hotels and car rentals also offer free 24-hour cancellation. Always check the cancellation policy when you book anything. If it's free to cancel, there's no downside to booking early and monitoring prices. I've used this hack at least a dozen times. I've saved anywhere from $40 to $200 per flight. Over the years, that's easily $1,500 plus, saved by just being smart about monitoring prices within 24 hours of booking. This is tip number 1 because it's completely legal, totally free, requires minimal effort, works on expensive purchases where savings are significant, and almost nobody knows about it. You're basically getting a free 24-hour price lock with the option to reshop. It's one of the few ways travelers can actually beat the airline pricing system. This hack rewards people who are proactive and detail-oriented. You need to remember to check prices and you need to act within the 24-hour window. But for that small amount of effort, you can save significant money on flights. And honestly, saving $50 to $150 on a flight by simply monitoring prices for one day is one of the best returns on time investment you'll ever get. Tip number 1. Use the 24-hour airline cancellation rule. Book your flight, monitor prices, cancel, and rebook if the price drops within 24 hours. This is the most underrated hack in budget travel, and now you know about it. Wow! We just covered 18 game-changing budget travel tips that can save you thousands of dollars and help you travel more often, longer, and better. If you found this video helpful, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, check our affiliate links, and click the bell so you don't miss future travel tips and destination guides for specific cities. New ones are being posted weekly. Drop a comment below with your favorite budget travel hack. Maybe something I didn't cover. I love learning from you. And if you want to support the channel, share this video with someone who's planning a trip. These tips work, and they can help your friends and family travel better for less. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Now go book that trip.